Hello again to all our Island Games family from all of us up here in sunny and a little bit windy Orkney. It's great to see and speak with you all again after another year filled with challenges. But optimism is strong here and we're looking forward to meeting again in person in Guernsey in 2021. Since last year's AGM, our organising committee have continued to meet, remotely of course, and have been working with our partners to progress our plans and support our sports. Our first challenge was in supporting our friends in Guernsey, following the very difficult decision to postpone their 2021 Games, and we must firstly acknowledge the considerable collaborative effort made by Guernsey, the IIGA Executive Committee, our own committee members and fellow islands in working through the various options and agreeing what I think is a workable and satisfactory solution. We do appreciate that a 2-year delay is not ideal, but we feel we're now in a position to plan ahead with renewed confidence and enthusiasm, and we look forward to welcoming you all to Orkney on our Games in 2025 between the 12th and 18th of July. Now, the pandemic and subsequent postponement of the event meant some activities had been initially paused, such as our search for a Games director, our ability to be able to approach funders and sponsors, and the development of key officials and coaches. But these areas are once again very much on our agenda, and in May I'm glad to say that for the first time in over 14 months we were able to meet as an organising committee in person. We're also very grateful to our key funders, Orkney Islands Council and the Scottish Government through Events Scotland, who have been incredibly supportive and patient throughout, and we're delighted to say that the previous agreements in terms of finances have been extended to accommodate our move to 2025. Work on identifying a headline sponsor continues, and we're working closely with the IIGA Executive Committee on this. We agree this is a fundamental aspect of the success of the Island Games, bringing not only much needed funding, but also in securing the Island Games' place as a credible world-class sporting event. This delay has also brought some welcome benefits, not least some breathing and recovery space for several of our sports, some of whom have perhaps struggled more than others throughout the pandemic. For many, the additional time has provided welcome opportunities to make improvements to facilities, increase membership and secure additional funding that will, come Games time, both enhance the competitor and spectator experience and provide lasting legacy benefits. Two examples are golf and gymnastics, who have, in true Islander style, successfully managed to thrive and use this opportunity to take some giant leaps forward.
We started our club at the end of 2017 and attended our very first floor and vault competition in Inverness just in November. From there we've just gone from strength to strength in terms of trying to develop our kids' skills and abilities. In 2019 we managed to get down to a Scottish event, which was quite a good challenge for our gymnasts. Since then we used our lockdown time in 2020 to develop our own club and business side of things. So we've we're now a registered charity, and we work to get our own facility, which has been fantastic. We've got a lot still to learn and we've got a lot still to do, and we're really enjoying the whole process of it. But we're hoping that we can keep up that momentum and sort of grow and keep ahead of the kids and where they're at. We're working with Scottish Gymnastics, who've been incredibly supportive. We also have a lot of support from the Island Games Gymnastics Committee. I think there's a team there that have been involved in running the Games events for a long time, and they've been very supportive and helpful to us who have not actually competed at a Games yet. We are having a look at the roles of our volunteers and our coaches, the judging side of things and officials, and how we can develop those skills within our club, but also look into Scotland and where there's more expertise maybe on the mainland that we can kind of pull into Orkney for the event. The gymnasts we've got here are so enthusiastic about their training. They're really kind of well driven, so I think just having that end goal in sight is really kind of motivating for them. Very exciting. Unfortunately, there's only 6 that would be involved in an actual team to compete, but I'm really hoping that everybody in our club, from our preschoolers, recreational, and all our squad members, kind of find a role and can be really part of the event. Our main challenge really is getting competition experience in terms of our own performance. We obviously have been delayed a year with COVID. We haven't had a huge amount of competitive experience with four-piece and using a lot of the apparatus, as we only had access to it since we got our new facility. So getting competition experience will be a huge thing that will benefit us. Definitely, yes. I think it just gives us again more time to prepare our gymnasts, get that experience that they need, attend another games, hopefully, when another island's hosting it beforehand. I also think that in terms of coach development and things as well, it gives us a chance to have more of our coaches trained up to the skill sets that we'll need at a higher level.
Orkney Golf Club had a golf course architect come in and redesign 2 holes here for the 2025 Island Games, the first and the third greens, and we basically just restructured the whole site to make it a bit more playable. The greens were about 120 years old and they just needed a bit of upgrading and updating. We had a lot of bulldozers and excavators come in and we reshaped all the sites here. We basically undertook the work in summertime. Basically that's the best ground conditions we could find, but we had a whole bunch of contractors in and we had about 20 or 30 members come in and volunteer their time as well during it, which was a big help. It's great to see the members really getting on board with the games itself. The golfers will expect a tough challenge here in the windy conditions, we think, and if it's like any other summer, the ground conditions will go hard and fast, and so that's a real challenge for them. Spectators, we're hoping to get a good lot out on the course. I'm assuming some members will want to see the games. It'll be a brilliant thing for them to see on their club. And yeah, once again, we're just hoping the golfers can expect a good challenge. In the summertime, once again, it's quite windy now, so these are the conditions they're going to expect. When we undertook the work, we did it back end of last summer, 2020, and that was kind of the best time. It gives us kind of 4 or 5 years now to really let them grow in and have them in top-notch condition for the games in 2025. We've got a few more things to undertake in the next 4 years, and we're hoping to leave a bit of a legacy for once the games are by with for the locals of Orkney, but also for the tourist side of Orkney with all the cruise ships that come in. We're hoping that'll be a big bonus to us. The extra 2 years is a huge benefit to us. Working with turf grass, it takes a lot of time to knit in. It's not like just putting up a building and letting everyone get into it. It's going to let us enable us to get the conditions absolutely perfect and prime for 2025. And it will allow us to undertake even more projects that we didn't think we'd achieve for 2023, and we'll have them in play for 2025.
The main sports venue for our games will be the Pickaquoy Centre, or as we refer to it locally, the Picky, which will host no less than 6 of our 13 sports events, the opening and closing ceremonies, medal presentations, and key stakeholder and sponsor hospitality. Driven by a dynamic board of trustees, with a direct link into Orkney 2025 Organising Committee and led by a strong and experienced management team, the Pickaquoy Centre have maximised the opportunities from recent restrictions and the subsequent 2-year delay to refocus on upgrading facilities, both in terms of our Island Games event and for the benefits of sport across our community.
The Centre's going to have quite an integral role in the 2025 Games because we're going to be hosting quite a few of the sports. We're going to have archery, badminton, swimming, squash, athletics as well as football, so yeah, quite an important role that we're going to have. We're really excited about being the hub for so many sports for the 2025 Games. I think that there's a lot of the staff here that have just been waiting for this, and I think that they feel that this is what running a centre such as this is all about. They'll get a warm welcome from us here. We like to look after our customers, and my hope is that with us having so many of the different sports here, when competitors are having their downtime, they'll be able to spectate other sports, and it'll maybe give quite a good atmosphere for all of those taking part. But my hope is as well that the community in Orkney will come out and support, and while they may come to see a specific sport, if they see something else happening at a similar time, they might take the chance to go and see something that they maybe wouldn't have necessarily done previously. The Centre's definitely a hub for the community, from the fitness and health and well-being perspective, both physical and mental health. especially now when we're just hopefully coming out of this pandemic that we've had for the last year and a half. I think that everybody really sees the value of the centre and what we're trying to do for the community. We've started having meetings with all of the different sports that are going to be here, and we're working closely with the local authority to see what improvements might be able to be made in the facility. One of the things that is underway at the moment is a lighting upgrade, and my hope is that the badminton participants should see a real benefit there. There's also going to be work done on the athletics track behind us, so the track will be relayed prior to the games, which again should hopefully give the participants a top class venue to compete on. We're doing a little bit of work on the pitches as well at the moment, so football and archery should have a fairly good facility to undertake their competition as well. The 2 extra years that we're going to get moving from 23 to 25 is going to be hugely beneficial. The pandemic has impacted us economically, so the opportunity to have a little bit more recovery time is certainly going to be something that we'll look to utilise the best we can, and I hope that it means that we'll be able to upgrade the facility further to make sure that the competitions can be at their best.
I'd like to conclude by reassuring member islands that notwithstanding the impact of the pandemic, we are in a strong position in terms of our planning and are working tirelessly to ensure that we can deliver an event worthy of celebrating the incredible success story of this competition, and indeed what will be in 2025 the 20th Island Games. We will begin soon to post updates on our website www.orkney2025.com, and in the meantime, should you have any queries or wish to contact us, either do so via the website or you can email us at info@orkney2025.com. Thank you all for your time today, stay safe, and we very much look forward to meeting you all in person very soon. Cheers.